Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. The first step is to establish that something is possible. Then probability will occur. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I say something, and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. When Henry Ford made cheap, reliable cars, people said, "Nah, what's wrong with a horse?" That was a huge bet he made, and it worked. You get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of problems you solve. Don't confuse education with schooling. I didn't go to Harvard, but people who work for me did. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. They need to be better. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. Great companies are built on great products. The secret to success is to know something nobody else knows. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. The path to the CEO's office should not be through the CFO's office, and it should not be through the marketing department. It needs to be through engineering and design. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. It was not with the expectation of great success that I started Tesla or SpaceX. Work like hell, I mean you just have to put in 80 to 100-hour weeks every week. This improves the odds of success. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. If you create a great product that solves a problem, then you're going to have customers. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. The idea of lying on a beach as my main thing just sounds like the worst. It sounds horrible to me. I would go bonkers. I would have to be on serious drugs. I'd be super duper bored. I like high intensity. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. If you want to be successful, you have to work your ass off. Don't confuse schooling with education. I didn't go to Harvard, but people who work for me did. It is a mistake to hire huge numbers of people to get a complicated job done. Numbers will never compensate for talent in getting the right answer to people who don't know something or know better than one. There's a tremendous bias against taking risks. Everyone is trying to optimize their ass covering. The first step is to establish that something is possible. Then probability will occur.